Good morning, Ms. James. My name is John Ringgold. May I call you Sarah?
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable if you did.
Thank you. First of all, Sarah, I'm wondering if there's anything that we need to say or do to prepare for the use of our interpreter here. This is a new experience to me, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Is there anything we need to be doing differently?
You can just talk directly to me. We can communicate directly to each other. The interpreter will be there to relay the conversation between the two of us.
Good, thank you. Appreciate that. As you know, Sarah, our interview here is for the position of office manager for our company. It's a very important position for us. And I notice in your resume here that you have experience with this type of work, and I'd like you to tell me a little bit about that experience, the company you've been with, and the kinds of things that you did with the company.
Sure. I worked for a computer firm, and the company was very successful, but unfortunately the owner decided to sell the company. And the new owners that took over the company laid us all off and brought in their own staff. So I moved up to office manager. Starting as a secretary, I moved up to office manager. And I saw this ad in the newspaper, and I was really excited about this position.
Well, it must have been a very difficult experience for you, and I imagine you're really excited to see a new opportunity. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the kind of computer systems that you were used to? What did you work with?
I used different equipment. I used Microsoft Word and word processing, and I used an IBM machine, but I used a lot of different equipment and program. And if it's something new, I know that I can learn it easy enough. I can transfer my skills to different types of computers and different programs, and I can read and learn about them. I may need some training, but I don't see that as a big problem. I'm a motivated learner, and I like to learn new things.
Well, this is good. All of our computers are Macintoshes, so that fits right in with your experience. Tell me a little bit more about the programs that you've worked with.
I used Word and Windows, and I used PageMaker and an accounting software. I missed the name. I used Excel. I used all of those. And I have a lot of experience with those programs.
Excellent. Thank you. You mentioned in your resume you're using the phone, and are you able to use the phone? Is that something you're comfortable with?
Yeah, we have different options for the phone. The phone's not really a problem for me because I have a TTY device. If another person has a TTY device, we can communicate directly using the TTY device. Also, I can use the relay service if they don't have a TTY device. I call a particular number, and then that person calls them, and we use the relay person for the TTY device. I use a TTY to that person, and then they relay the conversation to the other person. And the third thing is, if need be, we could hire, if we have like maybe a part-time interpreter, I could use the interpreter. But if I'm in a bind, we can always use paper and pencil to write back and forth. I've been pretty fortunate to work with people. I've had a good experience working with people. It hasn't been a problem in the past. People are receptive to it.
Thank you for your answer. It's very informative. Changing the topic here a little bit, we have a large inventory in our building here, quite a number of products on the premises. Do you have any experience in, tracking inventory, and how would you apply that experience to this kind of a situation? What are some of the things that you would do?
Right. I have a lot of experience working with inventory. I did a lot of inventory work using a program called PageMaker. It's a wonderful program. It's not the right program, but that's what I'm voicing for now. But it was pretty quick. You could take the information and enter it right into the program, and I enjoyed working with those programs. It's a simple program, and I could design for you as well.
Well, Sarah, we have some 55 different products. Do you think your skills would handle that number of products? Do you think this strategy would work there?
Yeah, easily enough. I'm an expert in machine design, and I can work things out pretty easily. It's not a big problem. I'm very organized.
Good. What kind of organizational skills do you have? Tell me something about how you approach organizing things.
That's a challenge, but I enjoy that part. I enjoy organization and dividing things up into different departments because it's more efficient. It saves time and cost when you're able to work things out that way. Putting things into a computer system and filing things, and then if you want something, then you know where it is. So, especially when something's request. So I enjoy organization. I organized my boss's schedule. I kept her paperwork in order on her desk. And it's fun. I enjoy that very much.
Well, Sarah, you've really caught my attention. That's real good. I have those days when my desk is so piled. It's clean now, but it's so piled that I can't even tell the telephone from any other piece of furniture in the office. I appreciate that kind of organizational skill. What kind of salary did you have in that position at the computer company?
I earned $37,800 a year.
What do you see? Well, that's a hard question now, so you might want to give it some thought. What do you see as your strengths and weaknesses in assuming a position like office manager here with our company?
I would say that my strengths are my experience. I have a lot of experience that are transferable to this company, and they will benefit this company. I'm a very good worker, I'm motivated, and I want to learn new things. And I'm open to developing new skills. I'm not afraid to try new things. And I don't see a deafness as a weakness. I think of it as a positive because it allows me to not give up easy on things. I look at things as a challenge that need to be overcome and to show people what I can do. And that makes others benefit and feel good. When something comes up, I try to solve it quickly through communication. And I encourage people to develop teamwork. One thing I have no control over is other people's attitudes. I can't fix it, but it is important to develop a good rapport with people and have communication, develop teamwork. And I see that as a positive that your company would benefit from with me.
Well, Sarah, that's a very, very good answer. And you express some of the values and some of the spirit that has been with our company right from the start, and I appreciate that very much. And I also appreciate the fact that having worked with some deaf individuals in the past, I found that their deafness did not prevent them from being healthy, competent, and really valuable employees. And I'm glad to see that you got the same attitude too. Sarah, do you have any questions for me?
I do. Can you tell me a little more about the company?
Well, that's a fun story. I enjoy talking about that. I founded the company in 1985, and our goal was to create materials that would make it fun for children to learn how to read. So in doing that, we ended up creating some talking books where children could just press a button and the book would literally read or talk to them. And they found this to be a real positive learning experience. And so as those books developed, we started adding other things that included sounds and music, and pretty soon we had a whole menagerie of books and ideas coming out. Well, eventually the company grew, and it grew quickly, and pretty soon, instead of being just in a back bedroom, we ended up filling this whole building with all kinds of products and activities. We just kept getting good ideas, and we produced them. And it's been great fun. Parents love our materials, and kids adore the books. It feels really great. I want to tell you, it feels really great to be involved in a business where you're helping kids get a good start reading.
That sounds very exciting. Do you have any books for deaf children?
Well, no, we don't. Do you have some ideas along that line?
I do. We can talk about like a lot of ideas that I have in my mind about writing books. But specifically for deaf children, for example, they can't hear the words, and they see the printed word, but then you would put pictures, and you push a button and it would show the word. And then maybe you could say, well, which picture matches this word? So it's interactive in that way. I think that would be wonderful for deaf children. And also